So one thing a lot of people struggle with, especially with business accounts, is coming up with something to post on Instagram. A lot of people are worried, maybe you, about being judged for what you put out there and making sure you fit in with what everyone else is using Instagram for. At the end of this lecture, you will not have to worry about this anymore. I'm going to show you exactly what to post on Instagram to both be loved by your fans and to not break any rules and make sure you're doing things the right way. So on the screen in front of you, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dot points. And in these 9 dot points, it'll give you unlimited things to post for the rest of your business's life on Instagram. I'm going to walk through one by one and show you examples of other businesses posting inside these categories. And throughout the demonstration, what I really want you to do, focus on what I've written in bold on this slide, which is be a human, not a business. A lot of businesses approach Instagram in a very robotic, structural, and professional sense. This is not always good. You come across as a business and not something that someone really wants to connect with and communicate with on Instagram, which is the whole point of social media. So I strongly recommend that you be a human. You interact with people as a person. You show people behind the scenes of what's happening, and you show them your everyday life. And don't try and have this facade as a business on Instagram. Instead, be open to being vulnerable, but of course in a professional sense. So keep that in mind as I go through the demonstrations. The other thing I'd love for you to keep in mind is to have a theme and sort of a voice on Instagram so people can consistently relate to you. So depending on your business, you may have more of a jovial, funny tone. Maybe you're really serious. Maybe you're very scientific and explanatory. Whatever you choose, try and keep it consistent so people know what to expect when they follow you on Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into some of the examples that you see in front of you right now. So the first thing that you can do is you can show your products or your services in use. So instead of just having a stock image of a photo and asking people to go buy it, have people send you photos of them using your products and services. And when you post photos like this, it really helps people envision them using your products while also giving them a little insights into behind the scenes at your company. Talking more about behind the scenes, this second one is just posting photos from behind the scenes of your business. This one is from Udemy. You may be familiar with them. They have a group of their summer interns, this was captured, and they're just standing in the Udemy headquarters in front of Udemy sign. Now, people who follow Udemy love to see this sort of stuff and interact because it really personalizes the Udemy business. Instead of being some huge conglomerate, they can see the faces behind the company and really relate to them. So I strongly recommend you do this with your company, even if you don't have that many people. Another way that you can get content out there is similar to what Zappos has done here, is posting relevant quotes to your business or your field. And you can see here that Zappos is a shoe company, and it says, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy shoes. And in brackets it says, and that's kind of the same thing. So it's a little bit of humor, but relevant to their business. And it's not hard to make one of these for yourself. I'm going to show you an app that does this for you. That's in module 6, if you want to have a look down there after this lecture. And the great thing about quotes is they're very easily likable and shareable. So people who read this can most likely relate to this, and you're going to get a lot of interaction and sharing on your pitches if you're posting quotes like this. This one's a great one. This is of Mari Smith, who is a social media expert, and this is her and her cat. Anytime you put an animal on a photo, it's going to get a lot of likes. But this is Mari and her cat, and this goes under the category of photos of yourself. So people like to know who they're interacting with and who you are. So any photo with your face in it is always a good photo. So this one here is humor. You can always post something funny on Instagram because humor really does connect people, and a lot of people love being entertained on their feed. And it's a reason to follow you. If you can entertain your followers, people are more likely to want to see you regularly on their news feed, so they're going to follow you and share your stuff with their friends. TBT, or Throwback Thursday, is a hashtag on Instagram, and I actually go through hashtags a little bit later in this lecture in detail, but essentially it is a category of a photo, and Throwback Thursday just means throwing back to old school times or an older photo that you haven't posted on Instagram. And this was by Allstate. And this Throwback Thursday, you posted on Thursday. It's kind of an Instagram tradition. I'll go through this again in the hashtag lecture. This is a picture of an Allstate ad from the 1940s. And this was their Throwback Thursday. And it's really cool for followers to see the history of a company. And again, it's really behind the scenes and something that they can connect with. Lastly, a really good one is just, what are you doing? As in, right now, what are you doing that is either related to your company or is just sort of like a fun adventure that people would like? Take a photo of that and caption it with what you're doing right now. Give it a little bit of talk. This was by Google, and it was explaining how there are really cool workstations outside at the Google headquarters. And this is one of the Google employees working outside. So he's just posted the photo of himself. So it's really cool for your followers to be able to see what you're doing at any point in time. And they really feel a stronger, more personal connection if they can see you in action, either working or on a family adventure. It really makes you human. The last thing I want to point out is you should have the mindset of never being able to run out of things to post to Instagram. A lot of people get in their own head and set limited rules, when I really think you should just express yourself and be yourself, and you can see what people like. So don't be scared to post the wrong thing on Instagram, because if people aren't liking it, interacting with it, you can always delete it and remember not to post anything similar to that again. Alternatively, if you're posting something you don't know if people like, it may take off and you may be able to post a lot of that sort of stuff over and over again and see great results. So just split test what people want and take notes and record. Go through your old photos, see what's got the most likes, and see what people are connecting with, and just do more of that stuff. So I hope this gives you a lot of ideas of what you can post on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead now and show you exactly how to post it.